Hi, this is Escluantla. It's now step 5 in this tutorial and it's time to write your own tests. There have been some to-do items which you can basically use as test names. So let's start with the first one. And what we want to do is that we want to implement the user controls for moving the determinants left and right and down. So let's start with that, and we'll have a board. Let's see. I think we used those dimensions earlier. And it will create a shape like that. I think that's a good size for these tests. Then want to drop a piece. I think I will use a piece where I have hard coded a custom shape, because some of these tests will or all of these should take into consideration that the pieces can be arbitrarily shaped, and as such we shouldn't rely on them being that we should detect when there are empty cells in these directions. And let's move that there as the motivation. Like that. And let's just check that it starts in the right place. Okay. That's I think I will want to start that a bit further up. Let's see, where's that part. I will need to count how many empty rows there are. And to be able to do that, I will need to go through that piece. And for the nth time we are using the same kind of iteration. see if that worked. Okay, didn't work too well. I think I will need to do something different. Okay, so for this piece I want to get -1 because there is one row at the top, so yeah. Let's make that static so that it's clear that it doesn't touch any rows. Okay. Then let's see. I think next I will need to. This is just for the setup, and then I will do the left and right things. So actually, I think I've already had a test like this, but let's see. Yeah, I have it here. Falling blocks test starts there. Falling pieces start top middle. Well, let's see what would be this. This is actually so that there will be no empty rows at the top. Okay, and then we want that it can be moved left. And it should be like that. Okay. And that should do it. Okay. My right click isn't working. Okay. And let's commit this first, and then I will refactor this test a little bit. Because now we have two tests with the same setup, so I can extract this into a higher level test or a test fixture, which this nested JUnit runner supports. It's from a library that I've written myself. But there are some different similar ones that do much or work in the same way. I think one of them is called the context JUnit or something like so. Okay. Let's see. I think this should be something like this. The empty rows and columns are trimmed. Also, yeah, well, I'll keep that name like so. Things are working, and then I think what I will want to do is I prefer the hamcrest matchers for writing my tests, so I will do a search and replace, actually structural search and replace, and this is the expected value and that's the actual, but in hamcrest it's they actually the other way around, and that makes it more natural to read, and also there are more of these different kind of matches than just equality. So check that all of these, yeah, all of those are okay. We replace them, and then we will need some static imports, and actually I should, if I just remove this part, then that will force me to make these static imports everywhere. And I want to avoid. Hey, actually, okay, there's exclude that from auto import. That's nice. Then and well, some of these I could also change to be assets that to use the assets that form. Maybe that would be good as well. And I think I will do it only for these special cases. Because I will want to make that kind of thing nothing there. Yeah, well, actually even normal search and replace would have worked for this, but not the previous one. Okay, run the tests and it should all still be passing. Then let's see. Let's continue to moving things right. Yep. Here these handcrossed matches give a better error messages. But in this case, also the Intel C has support for both of these for that diff view. Okay. Then that's taken care of. And then moving it down. And now then, let's see. This should actually be something that uses the tick method, but we will get down to it soon when we then have these taken care of. Then the collisions. And let's see. I will want to move it left lots of times, so and where lots of is more than the width or height of this board. And after that operation, it should look like this. And spelling mistakes. Oh, actually, I prefer using the cannot word when something cannot be done. Then now it's going left over too far to the left. We will need to then add some checks in here. And I think now I will pretty soon need to do this refactoring here. That would make more sense out of this code. Well, let's start with that. That one. And I think I will need to do a bit bigger refactoring in here. I had earlier done so that I had wrapped the block or piece or grid or whatever it's called into a movable grid, which would then take off, which I could then move as an immutable object, and then after that then test whether it collides with anything. I think I will do something like that. Because the code is getting so complicated that I won't be able to continue otherwise. Okay, so let's have a look at here. This see where am I setting it there? Okay, that doesn't yet change anything. We just wrapped it into something different, but now we can change that type and we can start adding there some of our own methods. Let's first move these in it. Okay, cannot do it automatically. I think I will need to add the board as a parameter in there. This creates a cyclic dependency, but we'll see how it works out. Then actually printing that won't probably show anything because it will be empty, but yeah, well, let's keep it there. This can be public, at least for the refactoring. Ah, okay, I did a mistake. I should... Oh yeah, not a big mistake. And these should then be made final. Okay, and okay. Let's see then how to make this final. One easy way is that we just make it final, then see what fails to compile. And then we change this to be like that. And actually this is now the same as that move down, so we inline it. Okay. Then we do the same for this one. And that one. Okay. Then let's see if this would be a suitable thing to change first. That is this collision checking. Because here's this +1. We move it down first once, and then we check that whether it collides. Like that. Then, oh, actually, let's not write it there. Let's make it first work inline. So instead of the falling, we will use the test. And we just take away that. Okay. Then that yeah, well, let's see what comes out of it. Okay, now I messed up something. Let's undo it. Okay. Might have been a name collision with that. No, it's something else. Ah, okay, it's the... It's... Well, I'm not actually sure why it's failing. Let's make this static first. Then it can be at least moved safely. Yes. And then we can make it non-static. No, didn't work. Okay. Well, whatever. I think I will anyways want something that will check two things over. Okay, I think that was the refactoring is broken in that place. It doesn't notice if there are methods of the same name as instance variables. Maybe I better file a bug about it. Okay. Then this I might want to change into a grid. And I'm not actually sure whether this board instance, whether I should pass it around or not. I think it's better to avoid it. I can always pass it as a method parameter. Then, okay, we now have that one collision in there. Let's see if we can move more of this collision logic from here. Hitting the floor, it's almost the same as a collision. It's like it collides with an invisible wall around the board. Okay, tassel, that's the same as there. Yeah, well, let's try moving this. Here. Okay, again, a collision. Let's see, what was the old code? Falling there. Okay, falling.row is there. It should be this row. Okay. Oh yeah, and again this move down thingy. This will now, that should now have broken things, but if we remove this minus thing there, okay, now it again starts working. And that looks good. Then actually I think that's a bit better describes what we are doing. We first test whether it hits anything, and then then I will probably change this and this into a grid at some point, but this is now okay. And let's change those. They are more like the offsets than anything, and that will also let us avoid those naming collisions that the current IntelliJ IDEA version has. Okay. I think now the code is starting to be more in a shape that it will more easily accept our new features. So let's move on. It cannot be moved right over the board, or actually this cannot be moved left. This should now be a bit more easier to check. We will go here and add here one more check. And it's the column. And actually that's still dead code. I will need to modify the move left method in here. Actually, I will move that code here. And then do a similar check here. Oh yeah, like so. Yep. Then similarly for the right. And let's see, similar test. Like that. We can merge these together. And then cannot be moved down over the board. And it should stop falling. Okay. Oh yeah. Wrong. I had the test wrong, and these lines will be moved there. And the alignment is here a bit wrong, incorrect now. There's that kind of adjustment. Okay, now we get a null pointer exception. We are trying to move it down while there's nothing to move. And that's it for that. Then a bit more interesting tests. That will force us to make some new features. Okay, if another piece is in the way, let's see how to do that. And I will want to make a bit easier way to initialize the board with the state that I want. I want to be able to just say like that, here's the board. Let's say let's keep one empty space in there, just so that we can, that once we implement removing the full rows, that won't get removed. Okay. And that will then require us to do something that we did elsewhere. Let's see, here's the piece class. We need to decompose that string. Okay. I think that should do it. Okay, I think this is just issue with the testing framework or the test runner. Yeah. Then let's see what it looks like. Again, it looks the way I expected. Then we have, let's see how to say this sentence in proper English. Then there's another piece in the way. The piece that we are interested in cannot be moved left over that other piece. Okay, well, let's see. Okay. I think that's good enough for now. So when moving left, the end result should be like that. Yep, that's how I envisioned it to look like. Now we need to implement then something else here. I think that will make it work. Or not, okay. Interesting. Okay, actually that's failing in two different places. Okay, maybe it's just Yeah. Yeah, that was the issue. Fooled by Boolean logic. Then okay. Like that. And then the last one. Okay, and that already works. And let's still put that check there. Yeah. Then let's see if we can figure out a better name when there are blocks in the way. If when there are blocks in the way, I cannot move a piece left over them. And right and down. Okay, that's for the names. Then let's see if I can improve this implementation. This whole thing here is duplicated quite much. Let's see. Actually, let's think positively. And say this is an allowed move. Okay. These could be simplified with a lambda, but I think it should make the code a bit harder to read. And let's see, where is this used? Only in the one place. Maybe I will move this a bit downwards, so... Oh well, let's give it there next to start falling. This is a bit messy, it deals with those offsets. Oh yeah, and this splitting the string. I will want to make that into a generic method. Then let's use all the information from here as the master data. Like that. And like that, and I think now we can make this a function. Again, a bit bug. Didn't add the name there. Okay. Let's call those lines, and this is total of rows, and this is the columns. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Then let's see if we can use the same code in here. Yeah, well, just forget that. Oh well. It doesn't hurt anything. Even though we only check it for one of those lines, then it should be a small sanity check. Okay. Then there's still this mess in here. And I think we can make this first static and then move it to that movable grid. Yep. And these are actually the board's coordinates. Okay. Okay. I think that might work out quite okay. At least now all this mess is here in one place. I think there are still these conversions here and there. Let's call this board everywhere. So we have one name for it. Those are my coordinates. And these are my coordinates. Okay. Yeah, well, this code is not too pretty, but let's see if it will stay at that level and doesn't grow still further. Then I think we can now proceed to implementing something different. Okay, and that's it for moving falling pieces. Thank you for watching and see you later.